Good morning, happy Friday. I have been having headaches pretty much every single day. I'd say ever since my whole ear issue, I've been having issue after issue. Stomach aches, headaches. I was thinking, I was like, okay, did I go through the same thing, like same time postpartum with my son? And I'm like, wait a second, I was already pregnant with my daughter by this time. So I have a lot of cleaning I want to get done today. All right, I got her all cleared off. I didn't film it because I literally started cleaning 12 other different things. Completely forgot I was sharing me cleaning this up. I don't know why my drawers look like they're not pushed in, but I have a lot of laundry to tackle still. There's some in the dryer. I still have to do my kids' clothes and my kids' bed. It is Luca o'clock. I call them my Luca lovers because they're obsessed with Luca. They both took great naps. He did an hour and a half. She did about 2.5 hours. Iced coffee. Got to get an entire vlog edited, so now I'm uploading it now. I got a lot of cleaning done today, and I'm so sad that I didn't bring the camera with me because I feel like that's the content that a lot of people enjoy watching. I'm the worst because when like I said in my last vlog, when I get started on something, I have to just go, and I can't just stop and be like, oh, let's grab the camera. Oh, let's make sure that the angle is correct. And you know, I just want to get the stuff done. So it is Saturday. I just made myself a sandwich.
That was so yummy.
I know. It's very tasty. The kids this afternoon, my husband is helping my father-in-law move into his new house. So it's just us. I'm kind of debating if whether or not I want to go to TARGT with them or if I want to just chill. So I'm doing that. He's helping Papa. Yes, he is. But I set up my 10-foot pool yesterday. It's back here. Set it up. Right there. Last year they were completely sold out, and if they weren't sold out, they were selling them for like 50 bucks. It was just because everyone was looking for them last year, so they were going for really expensive, but this year it's back down to 24. I think it's like $24.96 or something at Walmart. Definitely recommend that pool because it's actually really good quality as well, and the way that the drain port is actually really good. So usually like drain ports seem to like always be in a position that as soon as you pull the plug, it doesn't matter because it's sitting on something like some sort of hard surface. So the water never would come out. I don't know how it's situated on this thing or how it's like designed, but the water completely came out on its own last night. And I always change water out every single day. I can see where that just seems kind of wasteful though. So I'm trying to think of like what else I can do with all that water, but I don't fill it up all the way. If it were filled all the way, I probably wouldn't pour it out every single day. I'd probably do it like every other day. I've seen some girls say that she only does it once a week. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like that's not good. And she has all toddlers, so you know they're peeing in there. Chances are pooping at some point. I don't know if that's really a good idea. It was actually very comfortable. Every time I bought like a blow up pool, he makes fun of me. It was the only time he ever showed his face on my stories a couple of years ago where I was saying how badly I wanted another one, and he's like, oh, it's so stupid because we have a pool. We have like a community pool, but like I'm not trying to go and lay out with all these other people jumping in the water and all that. Plus I want to be introverted. But yeah, I would much rather have a blow up pool in my backyard. He was making fun of me, but he saw pictures of us using it and he was just like, that does look really nice. And it is, it's so refreshing. You cool girl. You cool girl. She loves accessories. She wants you to put the sunglasses on her and a hat on her 1,000 times a day. And so you look like, wow, cool girl. You got Boogie. He's cute. Cool girl. I guess we're gonna watch movies during the rain. I just FaceTime with my husband in my in-laws house. This is disgusting. Leigh, stunning. It's beautiful. I'm really excited to go visit it. Oh my gosh. She has my phone, and so whenever she gets distracted, I always like to go take it, but she always like will have the phone still right there in sight. Oh, I'm glad you finally took that balloon. Good morning, happy Monday. The kids are so cute today. I don't know what it is. So usually my son wakes up before my daughter. He's been waking up super early, but now he's waking up at better times. He woke up later. My daughter woke up earlier, and for whatever reason, they're both just in like really good moods. So grateful for these days. She just has been like giggly ever since she woke up, and then he's just been like in a really sweet mood. So they're just playing, and she'll be like in the playroom playing, and he'll be like, come here, come with me, we're gonna go in this room, and you just see her get up and just trot along with him like no big thing. They're just so cute together. I think that's like my favorite thing about having multiple children, is just watching them live their little lives. doing what they want to do. It's the sweetest thing. So I'm getting work done right now. About to have my first cup of coffee. I mentioned this the other day, I think on Instagram, that I've been digging my own at-home coffee more than any other, like Dunkin', Starbucks. I think the only time I really want Starbucks lately is if it's full. This week I have a dentist appointment and I am terrified of going to the dentist and the doctor. Anything medical, I'm terrified of, right? So I'm headed to the dentist right now. Cannot go during pregnancy because I just would gag the whole time. And then there was a time that a hurricane came, so I didn't get to go. And one time I was sick and couldn't go. I have a lot of anxiety though, like a lot of anxiety today. Every time I go to the dentist, I'm telling y'all how much it freaks me out. It's a lot for me. I have a lot of trauma. I've talked about it. But what's funny is I was feeling really good the last maybe like 4 to 8 hours. Usually the 4 to 8 hours leading up to it, I am a wreck. I'm not even fun to be around, but for some reason I've just kept being really brave. And then maybe within the last like 2 hours, I've just been horrible. My husband and I had to like watch a TV show to get my mind off of things. I couldn't even like finish working. And I told my husband, I was like, I wonder how many times I'm gonna cry at this appointment. And he goes, excuse me? I was like, yeah, I cry every single appointment. And he goes, what do you mean you cry every appointment? I'm like, we've been together for going on to 11 years and you don't know that I cry every single doctor's appointment, or not doctors, every single, well, doctors too lately, but every single dentist appointment. And he goes, no, I didn't warn them of that. I just warned them that you were a huge baby. I'm like, well, yeah, that kind of goes hand in hand. I cry every appointment because if it's like the tiniest little pain, I overreact and freak out because I just assume I'm gonna need a root canal. And I'm telling you, it's the most painful thing. So incredibly painful. I am so happy right now. This place was amazing. Didn't have even a single ounce of pain, first off. Second off, everything looked hello. This Sunday, and we just grabbed some donuts. Yesterday we went to Target. We went to a Target that we don't ever go to. And so we go there, we're having like a whole nice shopping spree, and I make out with this like hair tie. I wanted to see if they had any others. I was gonna take it up, ask, you know, hey, do you have a pack of these? Because they're hair ties I'd never seen. Thought they were really cute, a good idea. We were just having a leisurely, fun, casual shopping trip. I end up leaving with the hair tie without paying for it, which does not sit well on my conscience. I'm not kidding you. I ended up looking up the hair ties. They were $4.99 for a pack of 4. So I made out with it like, what, $1.25 hair tie. Was not sitting well with me at all. So I went to Target this morning to buy this hair tie. We did that this morning and then we went ahead and grabbed some coffee and some donuts. Yesterday we ran to World Market, we went to Marshall's, Target, a couple other places yesterday because we had seen that Marshall's and all of them are starting to come out with Halloween stuff. And we didn't find any at Marshall's, but we did the day prior see some at Home Goods and TJ Maxx, but nothing we were gonna buy in that moment. We also saw a little bit at Bell's Outlet. We're really excited. So we kind of just went out on Friday just looking at different Halloween stuff. Hello, it's Tuesday. And do a quick little updatey date. So I wanted to mention something that went on. I originally was talking about it on Instagram and I was like, why? Why do I keep doing this? I keep talking about things, number one, that are too long to talk about on Instagram. And then number two, why am I not talking over here anymore? It's driving me crazy. Now my camera's dying. Anyway, I talked to you guys about this over on Instagram about an issue I was having with Pura Vida. I think I may have reported myself talk about it here as well, but I can't remember. So, July 4th, I believe, whenever their Shark Week bracelets collection went on sale, I placed an order. It was like the first week of July. Placed an order and I waited 72 hours and I wrote them and I'm like, hey, this hasn't shipped yet. And they're like, this is pretty normal. Why don't you just wait a couple more days and then we'll talk then. Sure enough, a couple days go by, still nothing. So finally, which is very interesting, they decide to actually check on my order. At first, I don't think they actually checked on it. Then they finally checked my order. They're like, oh yeah, no, your order hasn't even been shipped yet. Well, how come the first girl couldn't have done that? Why didn't that happen? Moving on. She's like, so we're gonna make sure we get it shipped now. Great, grand, awesome. It's already been almost a week, whatever. They finally ship it. I get it, I think it was like 2 weeks later, I finally got my package. And which once it leaves their hands, it's not necessarily their fault, but they use DHL, who is just terribly slow. And if you work for them, I'm really sorry, but DHL is like the worst. They're extremely slow. Finally get it about 2 weeks later. I get my package and I open it, and to my disbelief, their earrings are broken. And so I'm really upset by that, and I'm like, well, you know what, I could repair these. I'll just glue the stone back in. Let me see if I can find it. And so I delicately opened it in the first place, and nothing had fallen out, and I was on an area where it's like it couldn't have like rolled under anything, and me like just didn't notice it. Like it would have to have been in my confined area that I was in. I tear the box apart into tons of little teeny tiny pieces trying to find the stone, and it's nowhere to be found. It's not at all in the box, which then tells me, okay, so the shipping team first doesn't even ship my product, and then they sent me a broken product. So I was at that point pretty ticked off. This isn't the first time that I've had issues with Pura Vida bracelets as far as like their shipping team goes. It's always the processing and the shipping team. Like that's where things always go mess up. Everything else is always usually pretty much fine. So I wrote them, and I knew that these were gonna be sold out. I knew there was no way they would be replaced because number one, they weren't on the site anymore, and number two, I know everyone and their mom probably bought them, and there's no way they're gonna be replaced. And so I first addressed it and told them, hey, this is broken, blah, blah, blah. And they write back just saying, oh yeah, no big deal. Here's X amount of money to get them replaced. Number one, the X amount of money was not the money that I spent on the product. And number two, there was nothing on the site that was, they said you can get it, you can replace it with a comparable product for this amount of money. Well, all of the products that were comparable to this one were twice the price that they were willing to give me for my broken item. So I was very, very discouraged by the way that they kind of handled me and treated me. I've always felt like they just always give quick answers, really quick, kind of push you aside type of answers. Like, oh, we really are really sad that this happened, but we'll fix it like this. And it's just always kind of swept under the rug. So I finally just gave a long email, just kind of letting them know how I felt. Not a mean email, not a nasty email, because I don't feel like that's very productive. But I did explain to them, like, this is an issue. The way that I'm being treated, number one, how I feel as though I'm being dismissed isn't okay. I want there to be more awareness that your team has dropped the ball a lot for me. I mean, a lot of times. So I emailed them and let them know what was up. We went back and forth for a little bit, and finally I explained to them in an honest way of, I feel like you're really dismissing me, and I feel like my concerns just are not important at all, and that all I'm being responded to is the fact camera died, shocker. The whole thing was, I was like, I just feel like I'm not being heard. I'm just being dismissed. Here's X amount of money, go shop. That was literally the response every time. And so then I finally just had to address it in a way of, this is so much more than my item was broken. It's so much more than that. I was like, my whole experience has been very disappointing. The whole experience. When you order something that's limited edition, you're really excited, they're limited edition, they mean something. And they weren't really getting that point. Like, I really wanted these earrings. Again, this is such a first world problem, but it's something I spent my money on, and it's something that I really was excited for, and already waited 2 weeks past like what I should have had to wait, and it went wrong on their end. And so I was getting frustrated. Like, their response to me too was, we can assure you that we did not send you broken earrings. It happened in transit. And I was like, I don't like when brands do that. I don't like when they just blame everything on USPS. Mistakes happen. If they were a little bit more of, oh my gosh, we're so sorry that we overlooked this. If they took a little bit more responsibility for it, I would have been way more receptive to their emails and their responses, and I would have been way more forgiving, because I would have been like, oh, they messed up. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and like dig them in a hole when they messed up. Like, I would have just been like, okay, yeah, no big deal. If they even offered me the full amount that I paid for the entire pack, I would have been more forgiving right off the bat. But the responses were, it wasn't our fault, it was USPS's fault, or DHL, whoever, it was the carrier's fault, and they can do no wrong, and here is, you know, the money to buy a new one. And so, like I was saying, it wasn't so much the fact that my earrings were broken, it was the way that they handled it. I didn't like it. And so if you are a business owner, or you plan to be one, in my opinion, especially in 2021, where you have businesses like Amazon and a bunch of these really amazing customer service businesses, the customer service needs to be better. And that's that. I also feel, I'm not gonna sit there and tell them how they need to run their brand, obviously, or how they need to run things, but I am gonna tell them from a consumer standpoint, the overall experience from start to finish, how it went. I'm sorry, I'm like super out of breath. I've been running around for like 80 minutes, and then I had a long-winded conversation with you guys on Instagram and deleted every single one of the reels or stories, and then now I'm here. I do wanna address it though. That was my whole point. Here, I'm like forgetting it. The whole point of me saying it though was we did come to a resolution, and at the end of the day, I was heard by them. Like, they actually did listen to what I was saying eventually, and they did see my point, and they made it very clear that they saw where I was coming from, and they genuinely felt bad that this was the position I was in. And that's all I need. If they were to be like, oh my gosh, like, we messed up, this person had a really bad experience, what can we do to make it better? If that was the type of reaction I got originally, I think we did like maybe 4 or 5 emails back and forth. If that was the original email I got, like none of that would have happened. I would immediately been like, oh, they feel bad, I feel bad that they feel bad. Let's just fix this real quick. Let's pick out a new earring, you know? But it just didn't go like that. So at the end of the day though, we did come to that resolution. So my point is, number one, be proactive. If you see that your package is taking a while to process, glitches happen. I work with e-commerce sites. I work on websites. It happens. Glitches really do happen. It doesn't matter how big of a brand you are, it happens. So be proactive and make sure that you get your product sent to you, especially with their site. I'm not sure who they use, but make sure it actually starts moving. Then secondly, let them know how your experience was, whether it was good or bad. Let them know. When I have good experiences, trust me, I reach out to them as well, because I feel like brands need to know both sides. And if they listen, they listen. If they don't, they don't. But at the end of the day, they did listen. So that was really, that's all I cared about. We're good there. And they heard me, and they can hopefully address the problem. So that hopefully, I've experienced this way too many times too with them, like way too many times. So hopefully it gets fixed for everyone. I have to go help my husband bring in some groceries now, see what my kids are up to. They've been playing so nice together. It's been so nice. Their ages are so much better than they were. They fight, and my son is very testy. Very testy. He's getting a lot harder, but their ages are really great as far as playing together. They play really well together. But I'm gonna go help my husband get some groceries, and
it was so fun.
That's so sweet.
I love you, baby.
That's so sweet, Bubby.
No.
You got baby?
Baby.
Is this your baby?
Baby.
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 She's so cute. She's cute like you.
Water's on there.
Yes, bub, just a little bit.
Hello guys, Saturday, and we are off to TJ Maxx, and I think I'm gonna get some coffee. We just picked up some Chick-fil-A, and I was watching the Core Report earlier. She went to Chick-fil-A and got some chicken nuggets, and she doused them in buffalo sauce.
Look.
What?
That water was nice.
Yeah. She doused it in some buffalo sauce and then put some Polynesian and ranch on it, and I'm like, that sounds like everything I would love. So got that with a cherry Coke. Today, after we were at TJ Maxx, I ended up finding a pillow. I don't think I mentioned that, but I did find a pillow that I got. And then after that, what was funny is on my way home, I ended up being side by side with my dad, and so I just went ahead and followed him home. So, because I was gonna try and see my mom anyway. So I just did that, and we hung out at their house for maybe an hour tops, and then I brought us home because my daughter almost seemed like she may have started to develop a fever. She didn't, like, I couldn't actually get her temp to show a fever, but she was just running a little bit warm. So I was like, yeah, I definitely want to get them home so they can take a nap. And she napped for like 3 hours and like 15 minutes or something like that. So she napped great. She slept great overnight, so I guess the shots just made her really tired. My son took a really great nap, so it's just been really nice. I got my Pura Vida order in. I got a ring, and then I ordered 2 bracelets, and I'm obsessed with all of them. My only complaint is, number one, their shipping takes forever, so you just have to know it's gonna take about 2 weeks before you get your item. Bracelet, that top white one that has a stone, that stone on the website is blue. That's fine if there can be variations. There's a big difference between a blue stone though and a white stone. I mean, mine's white. There is no tint of any other color. That just really kind of threw it off, because I wouldn't have got it if I knew it was gonna be a clear white stone. I'm bummed about that, but it is what it is. I don't know what is wrong with this phone, but it just stops recording out of nowhere. Been doing that like the last 2 updates. But anyway, there's homes that are near my home that are multi-million-dollar homes that are on a lake. And I just drove by, and then there's one part where it's like very open and you can see the lake, but they have like this open land right in front of where they have like their dock and their boats, their jet skis and everything. And they're doing, I believe, a wedding. That is probably the most beautiful wedding.
Morning. Oh goodness. Oh, good morning. Hi. Yo, mommies. Good morning.
Hello. We are headed to TARGET right now to do a Target, or to do a pickup. I have to spell words out. I want him to try and go inside. So anyways, we're headed there now, and I'm sorry I have to have this blasting. I ordered a bunch of shorts for her because that's the one thing we don't have much of for her. It doesn't say that it's ready yet, but their new thing says that it should be ready within 2 hours. And we're gonna hit the 2-hour mark probably in the next, like, I think it's like in 20 minutes. I figured I'd go ahead and get us started because it's nap time and I want to get this out of the way. I was talking to my mom because she likes to come over. It's like every couple of days, her and my dad, we do something. I go over there, they come over to see me. Like, we try to keep it pretty often that we see each other. She was saying, she's like, you know, the last couple of times we've seen you, we can tell you were really tired. You know, maybe, you know, we'll see you in a couple days or whatever. And I like had to explain, like, it's just really hard. No matter what, I'm gonna be exhausted by the end of the day. I want bedtime to come. No, I'm not wishing days away, and I'm not wishing days to be shorter or, you know, them to grow up or anything. It's just days are really hard right now. So I was saying, I was like, no matter what, I'm gonna be exhausted. On good days, bad days, it doesn't matter. I'm exhausted come bedtime. It's just a lot right now. And so it just like reminded me that if you're in that season 2, I feel you. Bedtime is probably the hardest part of the day as well, because there's so much that needs to get done. I got to get them both bathed and dressed and get to bed and teeth brushed and, you know, hair brushed. That's usually when we'll do their nails. If their nails need to be clipped, which they both have to do it like every day to every other day. I got to clean her earrings. It's just a really long, drawn out, exhausting process, especially if they're not in a good mood. I'm the mom that I bathe them every single day. You can do your own thing and whatever you're into, but I want my children bathed every day. I want them clean. I want their nails clean, their hair clean, their nose clean, their ears clean. I want my children clean every single day. And that's that. So it gets really, really hard though, especially because some nights I have to do the entire thing by myself. And so that's really challenging. Hard some nights when my husband works late and I do it on my own. Just reminded me to bring awareness to that yeah, if you're going through this, I feel you, I understand you. It doesn't mean that we're just waiting for their little innocent toddlerhood days to go away. It just means these days are really hard, and I embrace them though. I embrace the exhaustion and I hold on to it tight. And the hard part is yeah, we'll look for it. And the hard part is that a lot of people don't see that I work. I have a full-time job on top of a full-time job with kids. I saw that TikTok, I think Natalie posted it, shared it. Cool, she shared it about a mom that said, oh, I didn't want to work the 9 to 5, so I traded in for the 24/7. And it's true, being a parent is a 24/7 job. If you're a stay-at-home, sorry, it's a stay-at-home parent. It's a 24/7 job. So I'm a 24/7 job with that. We add on my work from home income. And I think some people, when they hear that work from home, they think it's like one of these things where I can just set my schedule and I can work whenever and this, that. No, like I do. I mean, I own my business and I have always owned my business, but that doesn't mean I can just make my schedule and just, you know, lollygag all day. That doesn't mean things don't need to get done. At the same time, it is a career and it is a job, and it's not just people sitting around doing nothing.
I'm so good.
You apply for the job. Get the job.
Pending background check.
Oh,